Hey folks, happy Thursday. Uh, Yesterday was a crazy day, and hopefully today is going to be nothing like yesterday. So that's the hope. Just a quick update. I know some people I really try to do this just as a way to log for me, keep up with where I am on my tanks, as well as just try to stay creative and keep it real for people to ding or disapprove or approve and keep me in reality. So first off, in this tank, really happy with the shrimp are doing well. And, I just can't say enough about these Beckford pencil fish. Just really fun to watch. Good action, good movement. Really a great fish. They kind of move like a hummingbird. You'll kind of see them sit in a certain spot. And if you look really close, you can see their fins will just kind of hover and just kind of move. Just kind of neat to watch. And by the hummingbird, I just mean they'll like, see this guy right here was hanging. He's right. It's hard to see, but they'll find a certain place where even if the current's really moving pretty good, which it is in this tank, you can kind of see the water flow. They'll just pick a spot and hang just for a little while, and it almost looks like they're just frozen, but if you look really close, you'll see the tiny fins moving. Anyway, I don't know. Fun to watch. Great fish. Beckford pencil fish. There's variations of that as well that have more color, but I think these guys I think look pretty colorful if I can stay on one for any length of time. But they have pretty good color, and you kind of see this guy. But the shrimp are doing great. I don't have any issues in this tank whatsoever. I did prune this. You guys can kind of see here. But okay, now back to this tank. There is the Fuella, the twig catfish. That is the most sensitive fish I have in this tank when it comes to chlorine. If you do research on the Fuella catfish, you will find that they are very... people have lost this fish a lot with heavy water changes and not doing it correctly. They're kind of the reason that I dose the way I do with prime. Probably these other fish I could get away with it. Any kind of chlorine in the water with the Fuella, and it's going to be a floater. That I promise you. You can read about it. It's a well-known issue with anybody that's kept that twig catfish back there on that log. If you see it, really pretty fish. I really like it. Had one back in the early 70s, or I'm sorry, late 70s, maybe 81, and named it Spock. Just really neat character. Just kind of, minds its own business, helps clean the tank, and just fun to watch, I think. Just unusual fish. If I pull out here, this tank is doing awesome. It's hard to believe that I pulled 3 fish out of here yesterday. 3 cardinals. I really feel like the dosing was what did it. And the reason being, it tells you after doing a water change. Well, let me show you. Just to record for everybody's sake. So hopefully nobody else will do what I did. Let's see. Pull my bottles out. Just so you guys can see this. Alright. And here's what happened. And I don't know. Alright, so this is the prime I use. If you read the back of that bottle, it tells you if you're going to put tap water directly into your tank to add enough prime for the total volume of the tank, not the volume of the tap water. So if I'm adding 5 gallons or 10 gallons or 20 or 30 gallons and I have a 100-gallon tank, add enough prime for 100 gallons because you're putting in raw tap water. That's the safe thing to do. It is a great product. Highly recommend it. I've used it for a long time with no issues. So to recreate what happened yesterday, 2 days ago, I did a water change at night. And I did it to about, I don't know, I took it down to probably about right here, which is maybe, I did a water change of 60% roughly, maybe even 70%. Because I hadn't done one in a while, and I just thought, it needs it. And so I did. Done big water changes like that in the past. People that own discus will tell you to do water changes of 50% every day. Believe it or not, for people that breed them or raise them, they're trying to get them big, just because they eat so heavy. Well, so anyway, I don't like to add my liquid ferts at night. I add them in the morning when my highlights are on. And so what I did is the next morning, I added 12 caps of this, as it suggests if you've had a water change of more than 40%. Added 2 caps of this, 1 cap per 60 gallon. And I added 3 caps of this, and I really overdosed on the iron. A cap full is for 50 gallons. So I did all that in the morning. About an hour later, I'm looking in the tank, and I notice cardinals floating. They weren't really floating at the time, but they were definitely in distress, and they were sucking for air, which anytime you add liquid carbon or CO2, you should always, you should always try to pay attention and make sure you don't see anybody at the top gasping or their gills are not showing heavy breathing. Now, just for the record, those rasboras, I've had them for 8 or 9 months. I bought 11. I still have 11. Great fish. Loved that fish. These guys are as healthy as anything. Anyway, can't say enough about that fish. But one thing, I've got this cardinal right back here. He hangs out over in here. Still alive, doing well. It's the only cardinal I have left in the tank. All the cardinals that I had are now gone, except for that one, unless I have one back here hiding. My fish are fine, my water's fine, and I just wanted to try to wrap all that up, and I'll try to post you guys a video later on what my plans are for this tank. Plants are doing great. You can see that I got 2 runners here on the swords. I've got some flowers here kicking up. It's actually got flowers on it, if you can kind of see. Let's see if I can. Well, anyway, but everything's going well. Appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate all the great input. And just trying to figure out the hobby. Always something to learn. Haven't lost any other fish, knock on wood. But, I flushed 3 fish yesterday. So, just goes to show it can happen to anybody. And, I don't like that. So, feel free to critique or go back and post on this video what you think I did wrong or where you think I went off the deep end. I'm still not really sure I understand what happened, but I definitely am holding myself accountable for the results. So, I don't know, just an FYI, but know your fish. As Mr. Saltwater Tank TV guy says, know your tank personality. Always check the body language of your fish. Do a visual count just to make sure everybody's healthy. And then when I'm done doing that, I check my plants, make sure my plants are healthy. And anyway, it's always good to just spot check. But hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate everything. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.